Hello EU4 gamers, my name is Mythical Plow, and today I bring you an EU4 extended timeline guide video. Today's guide will focus on the nation of Odd. In 58 AD, the Oddites are a Maori-cultured, South Arabian-faced tribal despotism located in modern-day Oman. The Oddites were historically annexed by the Rashidun Caliphate, but with this guide you can spread 4K adverts to all the lesser nations of the world. Let's get started with our opening steps. We should start off by reclaiming our crown land and giving our states privileges. Pick whatever works for you. Next, we want to ally the nations of Aksum and Jerha. If one of these rivals you, as Jerha did in my campaign, don't worry about it, as the contingencies will be mentioned at the end of the guide. Next, start improving relations with either the two bordering powers of Parthia or Rome, to protect yourself from their ambitions. You should also select a deity to worship, as the South Arabian faith allows this mechanic. I recommend worshipping Am for the discipline, or Athtar for the infantry combat ability. However, you can pick what works for you. And lastly, set your rivals with pretty much anyone, except for the aforementioned states of Aksum, Jerha, Parthia, and Rome. Let's move on to the second part of our guide. To start our second step in the guide, delete one of your infantry units, delete 3 of your galleys, and set your fleet of light ships to protect the Gulf of Aden trade node. This is to help stabilize our economy. Next, take the decisions to recruit missionaries and diplomats, which will cause our monarch skills to drop slightly, but will be worth it in the long term. Next, start building a spy network in Mara. We want to get to the Yemeni culture land so that we can culture convert and form the nation of Yemen. Once your spy network in Mara is finished, fabricate a claim on one of the provinces and declare war. Mara tends to not build up their army to their force limit, nor do they try to improve their economy to do so this war should be very easy. Mara might ally Himyar, however. We are no match for this nation at the moment, as Himyar has the nation of Saba as a vassal. In any case, you can save scum, so you've gotten a favorable outcome. Once you've occupied Mara's 2 provinces, and either white peace or gave ducats to their ally or allies, you can sign peace. Make sure to take both the provinces of Mara and Al-Qaeda in this war, which brings us ever closer to the Yemeni culture lands to our immediate west. If you haven't already, attempt to ally with Parthia or Rome. However, if they don't accept, it's not that big of a deal, as we can try later on. Let's move on to the next part of our guide. Now you should border the Yemeni nation Hadramaut. They have the Yemeni cultured lands for you to culture switch. Go ahead and build a spy network and wait until it reaches 20. In the meantime, you should monitor the situation between Rome and Parthia, as at the beginning of the game, they are already at war. Check to see if Parthia is winning. If they are, you are in a much easier position to expand into the Arabian Peninsula. If not, then you can potentially ally with Parthia after the war, and help them retake their lands once you've grown more powerful. In any case, it shouldn't be a concern. You should also check the affairs of the state of Muscat. Muscat likes to declare war on Jerha for their provinces. However, you can help Jerha by taking and occupying Muscat's provinces for yourself. In any case, make sure that Muscat is not expanding into a potential ally. Once your spy network in Hadramaut reaches 20, and you fabricated a claim on their provinces, it's time to go to war yet again. Hadramaut is likely to rival Himyar and Saba, and be more likely to ally nations like Kataban and Ma'in. Though these nations are easy to deal with if you have a little skill and quick thinking. If you need some extra manpower, I recommend hiring a mercenary company so that you can have a more profound advantage. If Hadramaut is allied with Kataban, it is recommended to take their provinces as well, as more Yemeni lands will make it easier for you to culture swap. Once you've occupied Hadramaut and potentially Kataban's provinces, you should take all the provinces you can in the peace deal. Next, you should core your new provinces, state them, unstate your Maori provinces, then pay 100 diplomatic monarch power to accept Yemeni culture, and then another 100 diplomatic monarch power to promote it to your primary culture. Let's head on to the next and last part of our guide before we talk about idea groups, contingencies, and future expansion. The last part of our guide details how to form the nation of Yemen. To take the decision to form Yemen, you have to be at peace, and own the core provinces of Mecca, Adan, Azal, Nabateas, either the provinces of Jazan, Nagran, or Mukalla. Most of these provinces belong to Himyar, with Azal belonging to Seba. If you followed the guide thus far, though, you should already be in possession of Mukalla. Go ahead and build a spy network and fabricate a claim on either Himyar or Seba. By now, your potential ally Aksum has conquered the plurality of Ethiopia, and owes you 10 favors at least. If you don't have 10 favors, you can curry favors with them to get your favors moving faster. Once these prerequisites are met, go ahead and declare war on Himyar, which will bring Seba in as well. Himyar tends to ally nations in Ethiopia, but if Aksum took them out already, that shouldn't be a problem. Once you've occupied Himyar and Seba's provinces, it's time for peace. Be sure to take all of Himyar's southern provinces and the province of Azal from Seba. If you want, you can allow Seba to become an independent nation, so you don't have to worry about both at once. In any case, once you've cored your newly acquired provinces, you can take your decision to form the nation of Yemen, which will give you much better trade-based national ideas than those of Ad. Now that we've discussed the final part of the base guide, let's talk about idea groups. Once you reach tech level 12, you can pick from one of 6 early idea groups. I personally recommend either early trade, to coincide with Yemen's trade-based national ideas, or early defensive, to bump up your army and protect your nation a lot easier. You'll unlock another idea group at tech level 19, so you don't need to worry about picking one or the other. Now let's talk about contingencies. What should you do if the plan goes off the rails? One way is to save scum, so you get a better and more preferable outcome. However, I find it more fun to find solutions to problems in-game without cheating with save scumming, in which case I will describe some scenarios. If either Jirha or Aksum rival you, there are other nations that can replace them. Nabatea and Kush are good options. These are great alternatives in case one of these nations rivals you. Next, what should you do if Mara allies with Himyar? The solution is quite simple. You can force Himyar to peace out with ducats and war reparations, then leave Mara in a war by themselves against you. Lastly, what if you lose your first or second war? If you lose in your first war, you might have to restart your campaign, as Mara may take all of your provinces in one war. However, if you lose your second war, try calling in some allies. Even temporary allies work in this scenario. For the final part of the video, let's discuss future expansion paths. After you form Yemen and your truces with other nations have expired, there are several expansion paths you can take. You can expand further into Himyar, Seba, and Ma'in, and you could even take the city of Mecca from Thamud and form the Rashidun Caliphate when the 600s come around. Alternatively, you can attack Muscat, potentially with the help of Jirha, then break your alliance with Jirha and take them out as well. Other expansion paths include crossing the strait into Ethiopia and Egypt, and also expanding into Nabatea. After these states are annexed, you can try your luck with allying Parthia and going up to Rome, though I wouldn't recommend it. You can also play tall and amass a large amount of ducats and trade income. The choice is yours. That's about all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is actually my first time making an EU4 video, let alone an EU4 guide. So please go easy on me and let me know if I did something wrong. I always appreciate constructive criticism, so please tell me if there's any different strategies you used in the comment section. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when I upload new videos as well. I will see you all in the next video. Take care out there.